Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. This is a live stream for our Bible study, for our Genesis Bible study with Sister Quick. Welcome, my people. Welcome, everyone. Thank the Lord for another beautiful day. Hallelujah. I'm back again. I do Bible studies every Sunday or Wednesdays. But every week you will see a Bible study from me, and I do other various entertainment videos. But I do Bible studies weekly, and I give my own interpretations because I do have the gift of vision, and I am a prophetess. We're gonna we left off from the Genesis chapter 19. The Bible homework we had was to look at the word Canaan, covenant, and circumcision. But while I'm on the YouTube with you live right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the Bible study homework with you about the word Canaan, spelled Canaan. We're gonna look that up and see what that's about, because that was part of the last Bible study that we read about. And bear with me, I'm getting back together. Yes, it's been a spiritual war, seemed like. Been very draining and tired. But the Lord's been blessing me, and I've been getting a lot accomplished. Hallelujah. Still accomplishing, still winning. Hallelujah. The Lord blessing me, and I hope the Lord blessing you too. Please subscribe to support my channel. Thank you so much. Subscribe and like, and that will support my channel. Also, you will be notified of my new videos and the new Bible studies. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and see what is this word Canaan about. Yes, subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe. Let me see. Canaan. Let's see if I can find it in this Webster's dictionary. I should be able to. Let's see. If not, we'll just keep reading in the Bible. Yeah, for some reason, it's not in the Bible. Excuse me. See, I told you my mind has been feeling draining. I've been through a lot. I accomplished a lot. Got the money and help I needed last week. Some of the money. Yes. But I got what I needed to help with the electric bill. Okay, let me see. Canaan. Yeah, it's not in the Webster's dictionary. Maybe it's in my King James Version, Original African Heritage Edition Bible I have. So bear with me. Thank you again for watching. Thank you. Hope you like my setup. Let me see about Canaan. If it's in my Bible. You know, the Bible does have an index in there to help you when you read. You can look up words, and the dictionary is supposed to help you too. But see, the dictionary is made up from the worldly establishment, and they don't always put certain words in their dictionaries. Let me see. I know Canaan is a place. I know that. Canaan, it means low region. It's a low region. That's what Canaan means. Yeah, so it's in my Bible. Hallelujah. It's in my original African Heritage Edition, King James Version Bible. It's the African Tradition Bible for African Americans. Yeah, for African people too. For anyone watching, thank you for watching. Canaan, Canaan. It means low region. It's referenced in Genesis chapter 9, verse 18. Chapter 9, verse 18. Yeah, so we already read that part. And it may still also mention Canaan throughout the Bible. But I believe it they references Canaan in Genesis chapter 9. And possibly in chapter 18 too. Yeah. Genesis chapter 9 and chapter 18. Yes, so that's why we just read about that. It means low region. Low region means like a low area above sea level. It's close to sea level. Canaan. Low region. Region, Region. Low region. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write that down because we did do the first part of the Bible study. Canaan. So we did that one. The next Bible study word for homework that we need to look up is covenant. Let's see if we can find that in here too. And at your own leisure, make sure you look up the word circumcision. I wanted to also investigate and see about what is the pain medicine, if they do give pain medicine for circumcision. In the last Bible study video that I did, we went over about the Bible and what the covenant is about circumcision. We can also get what is the definition for the word covenant. And this is part of the homework. Yes. Covenant. 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 Let me see. CO. Now, for some reason, it's not in this African Heritage Bibles. So let me check in my dictionary and see what is the definition for the word covenant. I believe it means something like a pledge or either like some kind of oath or pledge. Let me see. Yeah, I remember in elementary school, I enjoyed um, vocabulary and reading and writing. So I enjoyed doing the Bible study with you. I hope you are enjoying it. If you do, please like the video. Thank you. Sister Like Quick is here for you. If you have any personal questions or want any prayer requests, check out my email information. You can send me an email with any requests or prayer requests. Donations are accepted in my description box by Cash App. And subscribe. You got to build up this Sister Like Quick channel so more people can learn the truth about Yeshua Christ, about God and Yeshua Christ. Save their soul. Learn about Jesus, Yeshua Christ. Yeshua is another word, the original word for Jesus. If you didn't know. Okay, now I'm still looking for covenant in this dictionary. Let me see. I don't know why they always got to make things so hidden sometimes. Okay, covenant. Yeah, just like I said, I thought it was an oath or a pledge. But that's right, it's a pledge. Covenant. It's a pledge. I remember my grandma Gladys. They used to call her Sister Quick too in church. They called my mama Sister Quick. Yes, her last name Quick. But I remember my grandma. She used to use pledge. Pledge was out. I don't even think they said that no more. She used to use pledge to dust the furniture in the living room, and she would have me dust. I was a little girl. She would have me dust with the pledge. And she didn't have me doing a lot of hard work, just a little work to dust. And I remember she sprayed that. We had that pledge. They used to have commercials on it, good commercials back in the 70s, 1970s about pledge. Okay, but yeah, covenant means pledge. Hallelujah. So it's a pledge. Circumcision is like a covenant with the Lord. A covenant, a promise, a swear, a pledge, a promise. A formal binding agreement. That's what covenant means. It's binding, just like an oath. So I was right. A settlement, a contract. It's a bond. Yeah. To promise by a covenant, to swear, a surety, a warranty, a deal, convention, compact, bargain. It's a contract, agreement. Right. It's like I said, it's just like an oath, just like I said. But it's more like a pledge, a promise, a binding agreement. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. And we'll be make sure you can look up the circumcision for Bible study homework. Because circumcision, make sure you look at the last Bible study we did, the last one before this one, because it goes into what the Bible said about covenant and how circumcision is a covenant. Circumcision for little boys or babies is like a circumcision is a covenant. It shouldn't be done so early, not too early. But they went over that in the last video. From what I remember, I believe they said, what did they say? I'm going to go over it again and see what age that the Bible suggested for circumcision. Yeah, the Bible says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. Excuse me if I get tongue-tied. My mind is wandering with so many things at one time. Yeah, that's just a lot quick for you. Okay, yes. In the last Bible study we had, the last Bible study video, like I said, check it out. We went over Genesis chapter 17 and how we went over about how it says in verse 12, it says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. So there's 8 days. It's like in America, they usually circumcise the baby, poor baby, within 1 or 2 days. And baby boys. Okay, but I guess it's all right. But I think that's a little too young because it traumatizes them, in my opinion. The first day they come in the world, they have to be shocked like that. But I don't know if they experience pain. That's why I was going to look that up and see if they actually give the poor babies pain medicine. I might look it up during this Bible study, or you can look it up on your own leisure. Yes, but yes, the Bible it says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised. So the Bible at least gives them 7 more days to wait before they cut off the foreskin off the baby's penis by circumcising them. That gives the baby at least some time to breathe in the air and at least some time to, get the love and care they need and grow before they get that shock of having their foreskin cut off. But they probably don't even feel it, but I think they do feel it because they be yelling and crying out. I just love little babies, though, especially little baby boys. I had a little girl, a beautiful baby girl. Yes, I did. Okay. Yes, I did. She was, matter of fact, like I said, I will be giving some commentary about me. She was born, my beautiful baby girl was born March in 1987. May the Lord bless her and keep her safe. Continue to pray for me and my daughter. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to continue with the Bible study. Chapter 19, Genesis. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. So Lot bowed to the angels. And he said, and he said, behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house and tarry all night and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. I'm going to repeat that again. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him. So he shut the door after him when he went outside to confront the men that was asking about the angels that came, the men. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. So he told them, he prayed to them, brothers, do not so wickedly. That's my interpretation of what he said right here. Chapter 19, verse 7. Verse 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Yes, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came thou under the shadow of my roof. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. He's saying they came under the shadow of his roof. They came to see him. That's what he basically was saying to them. He was saying if they want somebody that they calling on, they want to get to know him, they can get to know his daughters. As long as they treat him good. That's what he said. And he said, do ye to them as is good in your eyes. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to surgeon, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. They were forceful. But the man put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. Yeah, so the angels were they looked as men. That's how I'm interpreting this. The angels were actually men. But the men were actually angels. You know what I mean? The men were actually angels. Yeah. I'm just so shocked how the angels saved Lot, because those men was about to beat up Lot. They was gonna beat him up and try to control his house. And that's why I got tongue tied, because I was thinking at the same time while I'm talking how the angels, the men, pulled Lot back in the house. See, Lot was standing right in front of the door. Yeah, because it said they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So they came to break the door down. They was gonna break the door down, and they pressed up on Lot. But the men, who were actually angels, pulled Lot into the house and shut the door. Verse 11, and they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. Yeah, see, they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. They smote them with blindness. See, that's why I said they were actually angels. They had powers of the angels from God. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So they couldn't find the door. The angels made them blind. The men angels made them blind. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Iniquity of the city. That means they was like inadequate. He said, lest be consumed in the iniquity. That's Niquity, excuse me. Niquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for their life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Okay, like I told you before, I will pause sometimes during the Bible study, because I'm discerning it and discerning it. This is my discerning of the Bible and my interpretation and discernment of the Bible. So I might be pausing while I'm discerning and interpreting the Bible and giving my comments right along. So when I pause, it's for a reason. And Lot said unto them, oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing. Also, I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither. For I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Now, you know, we're speaking the Old English, so bear with me with this Old English. Yeah, he said, thou become thither. Thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire, the Lord out of heaven. Yes. So I'm interpreting this as the angels. Remember, the angels grabbed their hands and they hurried up and flew them out. Either they flew them out with their wings, or they just grabbed their hands and just hurried up and walked them out from Sodom and Gomorrah where they was at. And the next morning when the sun rose, they arose. They entered into Zoar. Okay, but verse 24 is saying, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah is a place, okay, a place where these evil, wicked, homosexual men was at, because they desired the men and not the women. They tried to break the door down to get to the men, but the angel stopped them and saved Lot and his family. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. She looked back. So I'm sensing what that means is when she looked back, she was having sympathy for them, or she was looking back like she had some sympathy for them when she shouldn't. The Lord felt like she shouldn't have sympathy and look back, and so that's why He made her. She froze into like into a pillar of salt. She froze up like some cement of salt. He probably the angels probably already told them that let's go and flee. The preachers usually say don't look back, but I don't see that in the Bible yet as far as them saying do not look back. Let me see if it's in here about them when they told them don't look back. But I remember in the church, growing up as a little girl in the church, the preachers always said they told them, lighting them not to look back, but the wife looked back, and she ended up in a stone of salt. But let me see about this. Let me see. So that's why I said it's good to read and study yourself, because sometimes the preachers say different things, and it may be right what they say, even though it's not in the Bible. So you got to look at it both ways too, because the preachers are also prophets also. They may be prophesying also. One moment, let me see. Yeah, he did tell him, look not behind him. So he did. The man did tell him. Let me see. So the preachers was right when they said it. It is in the Bible. When the men grabbed their hands, the men laid hold upon his hand. That's verse 16. And he told them, he laid upon his hand and upon his wife's hand. See, the men, meaning the angels, they grabbed their hands, and the Lord being merciful unto them, and they brought them forth and set them without the city. In verse 17 it says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. So he did warn them that they would be consumed if they don't escape, and if they look behind them. So he said, look not behind thee. See? All right. Right. I had to highlight that part. Let me see. So he did warn him, and the wife knew she was warned from the angels from the angels when they told her, "Do not look behind." He said, "Look not behind thee, or they will be consumed." And she looked behind, and it ended up being a pillar of salt, a stone, big pillar of stone salt. And if you notice, stone in Africa and in certain places over there, the salt looks like big pieces of rock and stones. So that's how she ended up like a big pillar of stone salt. SALT, salt. Okay, let me finish where I left off at. Yeah, she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain and beheld. And lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. So the whole place was just smoking, burning like a furnace. That's what Lot saw over the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Yes. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain. So Lot went out of Zoar and he went up into the mountains with his two daughters, okay, and his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. He was afraid to stay in Zoar. He wanted to get far away from Sodom and Gomorrah, the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, and Zoar was near, so he didn't even want to stay in Zoar no more. And he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. So I'm taking this as the daughters are saying that all the men were destroyed. They assuming, because they said, let me see, because I evidently know all the men wasn't destroyed, but that's their thinking in their head. Okay, one moment, let me see. So they're saying there's no other man to come unto us after the manner of all the earth. So they have so much adoration for their father. That's how I'm interpreting what they're saying in verse 31. The firstborn daughter cities. That's a shame. Sometimes daughters can be too much caught up on their fathers too much, as far as just that, like they say, the daddy's girl. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but that's okay. They love their fathers, but sometimes the fathers might show too much attention to the girls, and the girls might get confused a little bit. But that don't mean that they have a lust for them. That means that they have, as far as these are girls. Now these right here, these look like in the Bible they must be talking about women. But I'm talking about little girls have an affinity for their fathers a lot. And they don't, some girls may not know how to difference the love they feel from a fatherly daughter love from the difference from a man love as from another man or another boy. They don't know the Some of them don't know the difference and some do. And that has to be taught. And the father is the one to teach them about men. That's why a father should teach their daughters how a man should treat a woman, and and the mother should teach their daughters also how they should interact with men, how they should not get so close to them, and how they should sit and things like that, and be ladylike. All those things need to be taught to our daughters. But in this sense, in the Bible, let me see how I'm going to interpret this, because, like I said, the Bible is an interpretation written from the old stories of ancient stories. So you have to go into the words and read in between the lines to get what's really the real in-depth meaning from the interpretation of what the Bible is writing down. So one moment, let me interpret this. So Lot was scared to stay in Zoar. Okay, like I said. And the daughters, they honored their father so much. They were so happy and proud of their father that the father uh stood up against those other men. They were so honored and revered their father that he stood up against what was wrong in those low class men. So they were so admired and in awe of their father, especially the firstborn daughter, that she felt like, well, she saw a lot of men be burnt and killed. A lot of them was I don't know if she seen them, if she looked back, or if she seen them, but I'm sensing she saw them be burnt and killed in Sodom and Gomorrah, and how they were homosexual and faggots, to where they lusted after men instead of women. And so they felt like the only real man was the seed from their father, as far as the man the kind of man they want. So that's why they said, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. They're saying there ain't no other man that get the manner like their father got. And they want his seed. They want the seed like they want his manner. Like you see, he said after the manner of all the earth. They don't have the his sway, what I mean, like his sway, or his like I say, there's not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth, after the Father's manner. That's what they mean. They don't, that's my interpretation of that. They don't have a man. There's not a man around that's that they feel, and I'm sure there was other men, but maybe after what they saw and how they felt disappointed, and they felt down how the other men didn't honor them because they were lusting after the angels. they revered their father, especially the firstborn daughter. And she possibly already had these thoughts about her own father. Who knows? But she was basically saying she wanted to preserve his seed, his kind of man. She want the seed of the kind of man that has his mannerisms, how he was how he had the courage. She wants his seed, the seed of of a man that would be brave and courage, like the father was. She showed bravery and courage, and he was blessed with the angels. So they wanted his seed, and one of them laid with him, got him drunk. Okay, so the other one, okay, let me see what it says. And so they thought about it. One of them thought about it again. The next night, see, it was the first night the firstborn daughter said it. So the firstborn, it was firstborn. I did the first night and the next day. She said, the next day, let us. She said, I lay yesterday with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also. So it was her, the firstborn's idea again. And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So I guess they're trying to say the father didn't know that he was sleeping with the daughter. He possibly thought he was sleeping with his wife. Because they're saying that he perceived not. He did not know. They said he perceived not when she lay down or when she got up. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son and called his name Benami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. And that was very strange right there, but you got to think if this is written as, like I said, interpretations from ancient stories from ancient Africa and ancient Egypt. Now, chapter 20, and Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south, from the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister. And even she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart, in innocency of my hands, have I done this. And God said unto him in a dream, yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of my heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch him. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. And Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on the kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. So he's saying his wife was his half sister. Because I thought surely the fear of God, he is in this place. Okay, so he brought his wife up in the argument. That's what it seemed like. Chapter 20, verse 13. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness, which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. And Elimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants, and gave unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. So it seems like in those days, they didn't mind marrying half brothers and sisters, or a half brother and sister, or the daughter lusting after their own father or whatever. But this was way back in the ancient times, possibly when there were no civil, no morality and civilization, but they had the nerve to have some morals about no man taking another man's wife. They didn't like that. Abraham went off about Abimelech taking his wife, but Abraham gave Abimelech some men servants and women servants just to get his wife back. That's what I'm interpreting that to say. Verse 15, and Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleases thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife. So Abraham prayed for Abimelech. That's what God said. That's what Abraham do. He said, so Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house. Let me say that again. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So that's why they were barren, because Abimelech has committed adultery against somebody else's wife. He stole Abraham's wife. So that's why his own wife and his maidservants could not have children. But then when he gave Abraham his wife back to him, and Abraham prayed for him, then Abimelech was able to have children from his own wife and his maidservants. So that might have been why he took Sarah, because he probably knew his wife wasn't giving him no children, and that might have been why he took Sarah. It's very interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this Bible study short today. We're gonna end it right where we left off. The next Bible study we're gonna begin at Genesis chapter 21. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. Yes. Chapter 21 is where we will start off for our next Bible study. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And come back for our next Bible study. Thank you. And you subscribe. When you become a subscriber, you are part of my soul tribe, and I will pray for you. I pray for all my soul tribe and my family often. I love you. Come back again for our next Bible study, and don't forget the homework. Look up the word circumcision. And for those who didn't know what the homework was for Bible study, it's the words Canaan, Canaan, covenant, and circumcision. You can also look it up to see, how the babies are, how they do the babies, if they give them pain medicine or not. May the Lord bless us and protect you. And may the Lord protect me. See you again, Lord willing. Subscribe.